So it's Wednesday evening, just gone 9 o'clock, and we are finally sorted out and leaving. So I'm just about to move Concar off the driveway and reshuffle cars, and then I'll jump in the Anglia and we will get going. I think the first port of call is going to be to fill up the Anglia. That's got about a quarter of a tank, but may as well fill up now, and then we will be on our way. So it's going to be Jay here in the Concar, me in the Anglia, and Gower in the Mustang. So yeah, it's finally officially starting when we are leaving the house. We've made it about 20 miles down the road after filling up, and the Anglia has been driving okay, and actually I think that probably the nicest it's driven for quite a while. The corners, the anti-roll bars seem to be doing their job. I haven't really pushed it, still just on my gentle cruising, but the problem we've got is that the fueling seems really rich, so as though it's dumping lots and lots of fuel in. So cruising, I should be getting sort of Lambda 1, sort of 14 point something AFR in old money, and I was getting kind of 0.8, 0.9 Lambda, which is kind of like down to around the 12 to 1 AFR, which is a bit too much fuel just for cruising along at 70, 3,500 RPM, very little kind of throttle, and it didn't really change anywhere else. So I've had a bit of an investigation, and it looks like maybe my battery is a bit knackered. The voltage is hovering around about 13 as opposed to kind of 14 and a half, and when cranking it's going down to about 7. So we think it is a dead battery. So it is Thursday tomorrow, so plenty of shops will be open. We'll pick up a new battery, whack that on, and hopefully that will improve it. Lambda sensor is being a bit flaky as well. Jay has bought a couple of spares, so if need be we can swap that out and see if that makes any difference. But hopefully it's just a battery and we can undo a few nuts and get that done. So yeah, that's where we are. We're going to push on to the hotel, and we've got Jay just over there, and oh, here comes the loud one, here comes Gower. So it's Jay and Gower. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
So yeah, that's what we're about to do. So yeah, about another hour or so to our hotel, and we'll check in another time later. So we have made it to the first stop overnight, the first hotel. It's fine, it's a hotel. There's a bed, I will be sleeping in it and get up in the morning. Quick update on the Anglia. O2 sensor seems to be dead, not reporting at all. But the car seems to still be driving really nicely. If there is a problem with the battery, it's maybe only affecting the fueling reading, or maybe it's not affecting anything at all. But it was definitely difficult to start, so I think a fresh battery wouldn't do it any harm. So we will try to source one of those at some point tomorrow. So yeah, up early in the morning, get some grub, and make our way off to Santa Pod to get signed in. So from the end of the pre-day, I guess, day 0 of Street Weekend 2026, I bid you all good night. Well, this is not the weather you want to see in the morning when you're supposed to be drag racing, but it's what we've got, so hopefully it clears up a bit later. It is now just before 7 in the morning. Just brought my stuff out to the car, waiting for Jason and Gower to get themselves out of bed. Then we'll go off and grab a bite to eat and make our way to Pod for signing on, and hoping and praying that the weather gods listen to us all and stop this, because this isn't fun. All signed on and in the fire up queue. They've dried the track. There's been a number of cars that have gone down, but it's just started spitting again, so Don't know how much longer the delay will be. Again, our special item this year is a Cortico rugby ball, obviously for the sponsors of this weekend, and yeah, so we need to make sure that this is with us at all times when we do some funky things with it, and it's in all our shots at the checkpoints. So we need to think of something fun to do with this. So yeah, that's that. So now just waiting for the rain to disappear, potentially then dry the track again, and make our way down. I'm basically at the moment at the end of the fire up lane. So yeah, that's where I am. Seems to be single file in the fire up lane, so hopefully it'll move fairly quickly. So yeah, here we go. We're all prepped. Tweaked a bit with the launch control, so it's building a little bit more boost. It was only about 3 psi before, now probably about 7 to 8, so half a bar. We'll see what happens on the launch when we get there. So probably the next thing will be footage of the cars running down the strip, maybe, unless something more exciting happens between now and then. But other than that, we're here, we're just having chats, just having some fun, and waiting to get going.
A few moments later.
Unfortunately, we've had the call off, although it has kind of stopped raining, and you can see, you know, the skies are bluish. Sort of, around there behind is still a bit grey, and they obviously know what they're doing better than we do. So they've called it off. We're just finishing packing up, and we're going to make our way to the first checkpoint, which is the National Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham, and we'll get to there and move on from there.
Garry, there's a pedestrian on the left-hand side. Do not hit the pedestrian. I'm ready to open the passenger door to deflect pedestrians as necessary.
We've arrived at checkpoint number 1, National Motorcycle Museum. So we won't be going inside today, although I think they have offered us either discounted or free entry, which is obviously very kind of them, but I think most people are going to be grabbing their photos with their rugby balls and then probably hitting the road to head up to the Viking Cafe near the Humber Bridge, which is a repeat checkpoint from 2024. Which was a really, really nice place, and some wonderful memories and wonderful views from there. Yeah, let me take my hat off so you can actually see my face. Yeah, so that's going to be our next stop. Well, actually, next stop is going to be home, because this stupid idiot here forgot to pick up his helmet yesterday before leaving. So I was going to have to borrow either Jason or Gower's, but we're going within close enough to home that I can take a small detour and go and get it. So that will be my next stop, but for the competition as a whole, next stop is going to be Viking Cafe. Anything here, Jay, is an upgrade for your scooter?
Demonetized.
And here we enter the natural habitat of the street weekender, where food and sustenance is available for all. Right, I have stopped in at home and picked up my helmet, and also really see it, but I've also picked up the palm tree from 2 years ago and the cone from last year. I was planning on bringing them with me and forgot. So I picked up all those things that were sat in the box in the utility room at home, and I just completely forgot about them because they were well above head height. But no big harm, a short detour just to get those. Just about to get back on the motorway and meet back up with the rest of the guys who've just carried on to the services just a couple of miles from here, and then we'll meet up again and make our way to Viking Cafe. And the weather's doing weird things. It's been beautiful bright sunshine and rain and keep flipping between them, so wouldn't be street weekend without a bit of rain, would it? So yeah, there we go. Next stop, Viking Cafe. That looks like a really tidy little Fiesta. You don't see many of those around. We have made it to Elvington, which is our stop for today. So I'm first into the pits of our group. They're just coming through now, so should be hopefully coming and joining us in a moment. It is currently 8:45. I think track opens at 9:30. So yeah, we will get the cars unloaded, get prepped and get ready to go on to the track. Today we're not on the actual airstrip, we're actually kind of in the pit area, so it looks like it's going to be a very kind of dusty and loose surface, and the cool down is actually on the airfield. Then, yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's wait for the others to turn up.
In the Toyota Corolla. Lock the wheel spin off the line. 74 miles an hour through the 8th. That's for Dave Gow with the Mustang and against the Mitsubishi Galant. We saw run at last year's street weekend as well, along with Jason Gaunt. Away from the line. ladies and gentlemen, the track will close at 2 PM. So if you've any aspirations to get more runs in,
we have some kind of fluids. Oh yeah, I can see where it's dripping.
Looks like petrol lines.
Well, as soon as we get some axle stands under there, we will investigate and have a look. Right, somewhere under here.
Oh, it's actively dripping there.
We have something actively dripping. So those there are fuel lines. The question is it actually the fuel line, or is it something else that is blowing back onto the fuel line? And the back of the gearbox does look quite...
Doesn't smell like gear oil though. Ah, there's a pop line there, Gary, that's got a bit of down on it. Just outside the exhaust from your face.
Oh, that one there.
So how bad is that on scale? Is that the brake line? Power line, maybe battery positive.
Oh yeah, that's battery positive, yeah, that's just electrical. It is like dripping, you can see it there, kind of dripping off the subframe.
Yeah, so you've got a drop there, okay, it's subframe.
Which is, and above that is the gearbox.
So these lines are wet, but it's wet above these lines that...
I think that is gearbox rear seal.
Doesn't smell of gear oil though, at all.
I don't know.
The gearbox oil has got a whole stronger smell, isn't it?
So above the gearbox, up there where the light's shining, there is some screws coming through, which I think are what hold the line lock for the front wheels in place. So, and that is definitely brake fluid. So it doesn't look like, doesn't smell like gearbox fluid. It smells and feels a bit more like brake fluid. So we'll run inside the car and see if we can look at that area and see whether maybe we've got a weep on there. We've found...
You have taken out the screw I saw that looked wet, Gary.
Yeah, so the screws that we took out were the ring of them there that hold the gear lever gator on. Underneath the carpet here looks and feels fairly dry. Around this raised ring of metal feels and looks fairly dry at the front. It starts to get damp a little bit further back, so I don't know, potentially current hypothesis is it is gearbox oil that's maybe come out from here and gone over the back, because that back edge there is a bit...
It is wet on that back.
Wet. It is wet on the back edge, and also, if you come out here, the gear gator itself is also quite wet. So I think maybe we're getting some gear oil splashing up out
any way of
here.
testing what this oil is, Gary?
Our theory is that oil is coming up through the dipstick hole. So I've gone and scrounged in the pits, and a very kind man gave me some latex gloves. So the plan is we'll cut a finger off, probably give it the middle finger, and slide that down and secure it round the top of the gearbox, and hopefully that will keep all of the oil, if it is coming up from there, on the inside of the glove, and just funnel it straight back into the gearbox, rather than coming up and spreading out. So that is going to be our plan of attack. So, and we have some cable ties, given to me by my glamorous assistant Jake. So, let's see what we've got. That's not the middle finger, that's not the one I cut. Yeah, I'll be back when it's done. This is going to be fiddly. Okay, we are on eventually. There is a cable tie around there as well. So I think that should hopefully hold some oil in, if that is indeed the issue. And put the normal gator back on, because then that will stop all the road shit coming in. And we will get going, because we are pretty much the last ones here still. It is absolutely dead outside. So only a couple of people left, and it was them over there who gave me the gloves, so thank you very much. But other than that, that's us. Other than Jay trying to break something on Concar again and putting the bonnet down. So we have just left Elvington. We were almost the last to leave. We were doing fairly well before Jake spotted the oil on the floor, and of course we had to just stop and figure out what was going on. Is it a problem with the car? Is it something we need to solve, can solve? And as it turns out, not entirely sure what the cause of it was, nothing obvious, but our guess is that the oil was coming back up through the gear lever. So we've put the glove on it, that's all secured in place. We will look at it later and see if some of that evidence of oil has come back underneath the car, or whether it's as clean as it was when we've just cleaned it up now. So yeah, we're on the road for about another hour to hit our next checkpoint. I've been really happy with how the car's run today. Being really consistent around that kind of 8.1, 8.2 time. The traction control was definitely doing its thing, looking at the logs. It was most definitely pulling timing and bringing that slip under control. So the time spent to get that front speed sensor working was absolutely worthwhile. Kind of that first run where I was just fishtailing down the track, spinning the whole way through second gear was fun, but obviously not the quickest. So yeah, working traction control definitely good. Whether we'll need it tomorrow at Melbourne, I don't know. Hopefully not. They have said that they have they're sweeping and they're sledding and gluing to the 330 foot mark. And that was probably about the time when I was still spinning, so if there's more grip there then even better, and hopefully maybe the traction control won't even need to do anything and we'll get an even better time. But yeah, that kind of 8:14 was only just off what we had last year at Melbourne on the sort of more prep track, which was an 8:12 and an 8:11. So yeah, really, really happy there. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day. We've got 6 runs in. Would have liked a couple more, but they did want to get packed up and move off to Melbourne to get set up there. So yeah, I am happy with this morning's and early afternoon's work. So I'm going to enjoy the roads and the Yorkshire countryside, and I'll catch up with you when we hit our next checkpoint.
Thank you.
Go on the laugh, Rob. Hello from a mildly moist Melbourne, where they surprisingly are actually still running. Apparently it is quite slippy on the track. Lots of people are just wheel spinning everywhere, even some all-wheel drive cars are spinning up. So, will the traction control tuning that we did yesterday make any difference? I have no idea, but we shall find out in just a minute. We're probably about 5 cars back from going, so I need to get prepped, get my helmet on and get going. So see you on the flip side. Well, as kind of expected, they have decided to pause. It was looking like it was coming down quite heavy. Probably for the best, to be safe than sorry. So yeah, we've just paused again for a minute. We'll see whether we get to run. I was just saying to myself it would be like the first drag race I've ever done with my windscreen wipers on. Certainly would be interesting to see what it's like in a safe environment, to give it some beans in the wet, especially now we've been tuning the traction control, but probably still get the opportunity in a bit, hopefully. We'll just see what happens. So again, watch this space. They have pretty much finished drying the track, so with us few who are near the front and about 5 cars back, have all started firing up to warm up. So hopefully there will be some action soon. Looks like the sweeper is just moving off, and yeah, hopefully we will be going very, very shortly.
Mitsubishi. Oh, that might do it. Yeah, that might do it. Yeah, absolutely. That was me thinking it was going for a 1600 GT.
So first run done. Got off the line I think fairly well. Traction control was absolutely doing its job in first, second and third. I could feel it and I could see the little icon down on my gauge. And then fourth gear, there was no fourth gear in that gearbox for me today. So I just found a whole bunch of fresh air, which I'm quite annoyed about, because up to then I thought it was a fairly good run. I'm not sure what the actual official timing was, but from my draggy it was saying 8.68, sort of 82, and there is a big old flat line of acceleration up the top end where I just could not find that gear for quite a while. So we're queued up for number 2 and we shall see what happens. It will either go across the line well or it won't. So yeah, disappointment slightly, but even so, to still be in the 8s maybe, even with a missed gear, certainly shows the traction control is doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is keep me going with minimal slip. It worked, so I'm happy. sub 8 second. I got my 7, and I am going to go again. Okay, so that run definitely something happened. This wheel is not looking very happy at all. It is proper pointing in, so something has done something on the suspension. So we're gonna get under and have a look, I guess. Let's see if we can figure anything before it's jacked up. So, what have we got? Hang on. I wonder if one of these, I don't know, yeah, there's something somewhere that's let go or moved. Possibly that bit box section there, I know it's very dark. Possibly a bit of box section that holds one of the control arms. Yeah, can't really see very much at the moment without actually looking, but the good thing was it was still driving, so it's not drive shaft, but the bad thing is that it is something else on the suspension somewhere has shifted, and there was a bit of a clunk, and then suddenly I had to steer very much. So not quite into the 11s as I was hoping, and potentially a problem to fix. Hey, that's racing, and it's the fun of the weekend. So yeah, next thing is figure out what's going on. Oh, that's flickering. Anyway, up in there is a little break on a weld there, which holds some of these together. And I'm not sure if this one here at the front has moved or whether that was always that shape. There's no evidence that I can see of any new cracks or movement, but it does look different to the other side, whereas the other side is a lot flatter. This one comes up quite a bit. So again, don't know whether that's new or old, but certainly there is something that's gone there at the back, which could do with something, investigating. And I'll just get under and have a proper good look without trying to hold a camera and a torch at the same time and try to talk to you. When I find anything else, I will come back and show you, really, I guess. So today hasn't quite gone to plan. Suspension failure somewhere on the Anglia, so I am currently in the Mustang. There you go, that's the name of the car. We've just been following an Audi, and I'm going for my Audi, so that's why brain doesn't work. So yeah, we are in the Mustang. We have luxuries such as like Google Maps built in, and air conditioning, and air conditioned seats. This is the coolest I've been all weekend. So yeah, we've got a little bit of time to get home. Gal will drop me off. I will grab the Audi and the trailer and hightail it back down to Pod to go and load up. So we've left the rest of them there to secure everything else, pack away all the tools and everything that we've left there. And I think Jay is going to wait around for me. And yeah, I will be back there with the trailer in a bit. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, enjoy the drive and the air conditioning, chat some crap with Gower for a while, and hopefully have a laugh. And that will be, well, I guess, Gower's final leg of the journey before he heads home. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Onwards and upwards. Very excitable there.